Oh yeah, peeps. In this video, we are going to go over how to solve a word problem that really has everything to do with finding the vertex of a parabola. Let's check it out. So the word problem says, Fiona hits a softball with an upward velocity of 90 feet per second. So we can't really translate anything from that, but I will tell you that velocity, if you don't know what that means, is how fast something is going in a certain direction, right? So it's like speed with direction. It's going 90 feet per second, it's pretty fast. The height of the softball, h, in feet, t seconds after it is hit, is given by this function. H of t is equal to negative 16t squared plus 90t plus 3. That is important, but we don't need to do anything with it. We're given it. So now the question becomes, what are we doing with that function? How long until the softball reaches its maximum height? What is the maximum height? And then round your answers to the nearest hundredth. So let's take it a question at a time. How long until the softball reaches its maximum height? Well, let's actually take this equation. We'll take it out of the word problem just to focus on it. H of t is equal to negative 16t squared plus 90t plus 3. So looking at that, let's just kind of look at what the general graph of this would look like. It would be a parabola that is facing down. We know that because the a value is less than 0. And so because of that, the maximum, if you're asked for what the maximum height of the softball is and when it happens, you're really just being asked on the parabola, when does that happen? And that is the vertex. So this is one big paragraph that's really all leading to find the t value, right? The time, how long until we reach the vertex. Well, if you look at this as just x values, you're going to recognize that really all we're doing is finding the x value of the vertex. We've just now called the x value t. Sweet. So how do we do that? Well, we know that x, which is the same as t, is the opposite of b over 2a. So even though it's the x value, and that's what we're used to, I'm going to erase the x, and in this problem, call it t. So we're doing the opposite of b over 2a. That'll find us that x value, t value. The opposite of b is 90, so that would be the opposite of 90, all over 2 times a. And a is negative 16. It's that leading coefficient. And we simplify that down, and we get negative 90. Ooh. All over 2 times negative 16 is negative 32. I've already done out the calculations. You would need a calculator for this problem, and that's going to be 2.8125. Now it says to round our answers to the nearest hundredth of a second, so that would be to this decimal right there. So that would be 2.81, so I'll say about 2.81 seconds. So that's how long it will take for the softball to reach its max height. So 1, 2, and it reaches its max height. Okay, so now here's the other thing though. We've got that time that we just found. We still have a second question. It says, what is the maximum height? So we know that the h value is the height. So we're really being asked, what is the y value? Which is the same as h of t. So don't be fooled by the h and the t. We just want to know the y value now of the vertex. How high do we go at time 2.81 seconds? If it takes this long to get to the max height, if we just plug this in for t, we will figure out what the max height is. So what we're doing is we're doing h of, now I'm not going to plug in 2.81, I'm going to plug in the exact value I got and then round. Otherwise, you were rounding twice in the problem. Once for the number you're plugging in, a second time for what we're answering. So your answer here is rounded, but we're going to use the unrounded version to find a more accurate answer. So h of 2.8125, that rounded is approximately 129.56, and that would be in feet. And where I'm getting these units from is the fact in the description it says that h is in feet, t seconds. That's how I know what my units are. It's a beautiful thing. So when you're asked for a maximum value of something or a minimum value of something, you're being asked for the vertex. If you're being asked for how long it takes to get to the max or min value, you're being asked again for a component of the vertex. You just need to decide, is it the x value, the input, the how long, or is it the output, the y value, the how high? Very awesome word problem, and one that, though it looked daunting at first, ended up being a straightforward vertex rock and roll experience.